The right to bear and carry arms is an inviolable and sacred right of every free citizen. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, former Prime Minister of India. Turn the pages of our history and you will realize that India has always believed in providing arms to its bona fide citizens to protect themselves and their families. Arms were always a part of our culture, our rituals. And most importantly, owning a firearm was always considered a mark of honor for the head of the family. Till the British came and changed everything overnight. They passed stringent laws to ensure that it was next to impossible for Indians to own guns. Soon after the First War of Indian Independence in 1857, Act number 28 was passed, followed by Act number 11 in 1878, to restrict Indians from owning gun licenses unless they proved their loyalty to the crown. How could they allow civilians of a slave nation to own such potent tools of retaliation? The result: in 1919, the British massacred hundreds of defenseless Indian civilians in Jallianwala Bagh and committed many such crimes for a long period of time.
62 years back, the father of our nation stated that amongst the greatest injustices the British have done to India, to deny an entire nation of the right to own and keep guns will go down as its blackest.
1947. India was now an independent country. There was no way Indians were going to accept a prohibitive British Empire law to disarm an entire nation. Keeping this in mind, our forefathers sat down to write the Constitution of a free India. This was then. Today, the question is, in spite of these articles and laws, in reality, is it easy for an ordinary citizen to own a firearm in this country? The answer is a resounding no.
I was traveling in the night alone. Car with the red beacon crossed me. People came out of the car with the weapons in their hand. While getting down, I realized that I have been road robbed.
Let us examine as to why owning a firearm has become so important in today's world.
हम दोनों सीनियर सिटीजन हैं, अकेले रहते हैं। बेटा आर्मी अफसर है, बाहर रहता है, उसके बच्चे बाहर पढ़ते हैं। हमारी सुरक्षा का क्या इंतजाम है? कुछ नहीं। हमारा सजेशन है कि हमारे को आर्म्स का लाइसेंस मिलना चाहिए।
I was coming back from the gym. A guy came from behind. He pushed me. I was so scared.
मैं एक होलसेलर हूँ। मेरे को डेली 1.5 से 2 लाख रुपए कैरी करना पड़ता है, जिससे मैं अपने आप को अनसेफ महसूस करता हूँ। मुझे कुछ ऐसी चीज चाहिए जिससे मैं अपनी सुरक्षा कर सकूं।
I'm walking alone on the road. I feel unsafe, so I need something for my protection.
The truth is, we live in a volatile era, an era where crime and criminals don't discriminate anybody. But there's another truth we often overlook.
In 2007, out of all the crimes committed in India, no legal firearms were used in a whopping 99.99% cases.
Guns don't kill people, people kill people, and that firearms are just a tool and not the cause of violence.
Prayers alone are not going to be effective.
26/11/2008, Mumbai. A black day in India's history. Can we ever forget the terrorists who came from our country's neighborhood and massacred hundreds of ordinary civilians? Their fault? They were defenseless citizens of this country. The terrorists did not discriminate between Hindus or Muslims, between men or women, between the young or the old. Their grenades and guns talked. And those innocent citizens, well, they had no answer to those merciless killers. The question is, what if some of the citizens on that fateful night were armed? What if the girl who gets attacked while she's on her way back from office has a small firearm to protect herself? What if the old couple who get attacked by armed assailants in their home have a gun to protect themselves? Today, we ask, the British may not have trusted the Indians, but can the Republic of India afford not to trust its own citizens? Why can't a law-abiding citizen of sound mind and good character seek and easily get a gun license?
I grew up with guns and I always connected guns for fighting for my country. It's a skill which either we can lose or we can keep it. The idea is to keep the skill and make it even more stronger so that we have a culture of warrior Indians.
In a democratic polity, shouldn't there be mutual trust between those holding the reins of administration and those being administered?
Why is our government forcing people who feel unprotected to take to illegal arms?
Sadly, for all of us, instead of showing signs of improvement, things are bound to get worse. The Home Ministry is all set to make owning a gun license even more difficult than ever before.
मेरा निवेदन ये रहेगा कि जो आर्म्स लाइसेंस जब इशू हो जाता है तो वो ऑल इंडिया बेसिस पर ही किया जाए.
Owning a firearm comes with a lot of responsibility. What we need to do is educate people about the gun etiquettes and not restrict them from owning one.
With no easy way to acquire legal firearms, sale of illegal arms is already at an all-time high.
हाँ, ये मंडी हम जाते हैं तो मंडी से मतलब माल बेचकर वापस आते हैं, पैसे लेकर तो कुछ भय होता है. अब जब बियाबान जंगल में आते हैं तो कुछ हमें ये प्रॉब्लम लगती है कि हमारे पास कोई असला हो तो हम स्वयं रक्षा अपनी कर सकें.
Also, a massive increase in terrorist training camps and Naxalite-type movements has seen illegal firearms finding their way into the wrong hands.
मेरे पास काफ़ी फ़ोन आते थे फिरौती के बारे में इधर-उधर से. जब से मैं गन रखा है तब से कोई ऐसा फ़ोन नहीं आता.
This is turning our largely law-abiding society into an unlawful one. If someone has a gun and is trying to kill you, it would be reasonable to shoot back with your gun. Apostle of Peace, His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So, how does a gun protect? Guns boost an individual's confidence. Guns, when used in an eventuality, can protect lives. Legal guns directly curb crime. Legal guns make their owners more responsible citizens. Guns are force equalizers.
गन लाइसेंस नहीं होता है, उसकी सैलरी कम होती है, परिवार चलने में परेशानी होती है. जिसके पास गन लाइसेंस होता है, उसकी सैलरी अधिक होती है, परिवार आसानी से चल जाता है. अगर ये बंदूक नहीं होती तो हमारा परिवार कैसे चलता?
We require small shooting ranges. We always connect shooting ranges with Olympic-sized shooting ranges. We don't need that big. Small shooting ranges in every district. That's how every single individual will learn how to handle a gun.
Statistics prove that an overwhelming majority of people who own guns use them only to defend themselves or for recreation. Law amendments we are seeking. The process of owning a gun should be made completely objective. There should be no requirement to prove need. Every district must have a rifle range where owners can learn safe and responsible handling of firearms. The police verification format should exactly follow the one laid out for issuance of a passport. Applicants should not be harassed. All arms licenses should be automatically valid throughout the Union of India. Licenses once granted should be valid for a lifetime. There should be no restriction on the quantity of ammunition a licensee may purchase, either at one time or in a year. The government should take active steps to promote private sector participation in the manufacture of arms and ammunition, so that Indian firearms are at par with international standards. The time has come. We firmly believe that possessing a weapon is the legal and constitutional right of an Indian citizen, which should not be denied to him on imaginary perception. Today, let's all pledge to take one positive step in the direction of making his dream a reality.